Yo, yo, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to another show, Tuesday night men's mental health group. I'm gonna be live with the host that do the most, Big Coast, and we're gonna get to that. Welcome, everybody, welcome. Everybody, welcome. Everybody, welcome. Everybody is welcome. Salutations to everybody who's tuning in, who you know, who show love and support. And everybody welcome. We got an open mic, you know what I mean? The floor is open to everybody. You know, anybody who wanna tap in and food for thought, you know what I'm saying? Um, everybody welcome. Mm, coffee good. Coffee check, coffee check. Alright.
Yo, blessings,
Salutations, King. How you?
blessings. I'm here.
Salutations to all my people.
To everybody that's out there, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, all of that good stuff.
Salutations.
Welcome to the talk of the town.
Mackie, peace. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for showing love and support. Always, always. If you have anything you would like to share in tonight's mental health group, um, it could just be a lift me up for the young people. You know what I'm saying? You guys are more than welcome. If you want to be brought into the, you know what I'm saying, into the realm, the portal is open. It's all love and positivity.
Yeah, it's all love, positivity. We got, what's today? 23. We got probably a week left, probably like 10 days left in the year. So, with that being said, everybody get their ducks in order. It's a new year upon us. It's time to reflect on what was and what wasn't. It's time to look back on the old year and see what you could have did better in all aspects of life, financially, spiritually, physically, mentally, socially. You know, this is the time where you might want to look at your friend group and see who don't belong. Or this might be the time where you might feel like you don't belong. So you might have to remove yourself. This is the end of the year where all those thoughts start rolling in. I'm just here to say don't let it consume you. Don't let it, you know, be blessed that you can wake up another day. Don't let it consume you and be blessed that you can strive to see another year. Don't let the ills of the world consume you to the point where that's all you thinking about, like, man, I fuck up this whole year, next year gonna be the best year. Don't let that, be motivated, but don't let it consume you in thought to where you have a mental breakdown because you don't achieve. Because there's a lot of people that didn't get a chance to achieve the things they wanted to achieve this year. And then for those people, don't let it get discouraged because you still breathing life, you still living, you still running, you still ticking. So I understand that you set out goals for this year and you looking back on it and you like, damn, I didn't accomplish what I set out. even if it's minor goals. It's okay. You know, things happen in life. You know,
The
the
children,
courses
welcome.
change, the road change, everything changes.
The white
So,
people,
but
welcome.
it's good to stay motivated. You know, and you come to the talk of the town. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep you motivated, keep you grounded. You know, we don't want to see good black people lost in the field, don't know where to turn to, don't know where to go. You know, to the people that feel like they're working a dead end job, stuff like that. Like they're like always know that your mental, your mind is the best thing kept. So stay strong within the will because this is the end of the year. A lot of people reflecting on a lot. Bump, you wasn't on camera when I said that, but I said it's the end of the year. A lot of people are reflecting on a lot of stuff that went on through their life. This is 2025. Whether you was affected by what happened, who's the president, if that affected you, or who how you live in standards, or you set out for goals. Some people accomplished everything they wanted, some people didn't. So it don't let it mentally break you to the point where you can't recover, or the problems from 2025 is spilling over in 2026. You kind of
2024,
want.
2020, 2023. A lot of
Yeah.
us in 2017. Yo, and I'm not throwing shade or none of that. But if one really keeps it real, then you will know. If you have an unprotected sex and you having sex with this person within the town and you sneaking off with that person, that's still the same stuff. And
Well,
no, Coast. But if people are still doing
brother.
things and still carrying the same attributes and not willing to change, then of course that's going to be upon you in 26. I wanted to elaborate a little bit on that, but I'm gonna finish letting you flow because
Well,
that is
change
definitely
change change comes with purpose. So a lot of
so.
people gotta find a lot of people gotta find a purpose for living.
Okay,
A
pause.
lot of people gotta figure out.
Now,
Pause.
pause, Coast. For the listeners, for the now on the live, and
Hmm.
those who are gonna go back and revisit this, right? If you go
Hmm.
back to previous shows that we did, I was the one who asked the audience, the people, what is your self-driven purpose? So
Yes.
now, no more than 4 or 5 shows later, we're back to this. This is just a rebuttal of the jewels that I was given.
Yeah, because once you find your self-driven purpose, you can be a better person. You know, and
But a
I
lot of
always
this,
say, once you become a better person, then you can start helping society. Then you can start flourishing and being an example of your actions.
so how do one start to become a better person? Pause.
Well, well,
hold up 1 second. That comes with not cleaning out your closet and being real and true to oneself. We
it
could
it
front,
it,
we could
it
front,
does come with that. I'm agreeing with you. It does come with that.
but a lot of people are still caught up in the matrix when real life is simulation. Oh,
So my thing is, you know, it, everybody can't be saved. Everybody can't, like, they got a saying in the Bible where it says, you don't cast Jews upon swine. Like, if they don't want to receive the goodness or they don't want to receive the information, then leave them be. Leave them behind.
It's
You
not that
know,
they're receiving it. It's maybe that they're slow to receive. See,
well, you gotta. Well, I can speak for them. Even if they're slow to receive, you have to leave them to their own journey in their own path, because only them can get them out their own situation. You know,
so
you
let
can't.
me.
When it comes to help, you can do but so much for a person before they have to help themselves.
I was a bit poor and bitter at those who left me behind.
Well, you know,
And I,
that's
and I,
understandable. It's
and I made
understandable.
my statements.
But like
I
you,
because along my journey, um, through things that kind of was a monkey wrench that threw me off, just because I was a bit thrown off and a bit rebellious because of the moment, the tragic or the lesson learned. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we learn from our experiences. Um, to an extent, until I had to grow and dust my shoulders off and be like, yo, I can't be angry and mad at those who had enough faith in myself, in which I didn't. I can't be bitter and angry because they chose to live their life and then be like, yo, you know what? Because it's symbolic to how I live. Pause, for instance, with my kids. They don't want to get the message, so I'm just like, fuck it, then I'm prime example.
I
So,
understand that.
so in the midst of that, my kid's like, yo, this nigga going live, he doing this, he doing that. Pause. Another conversation because that's a spiritual warfare, right? So they probably mad, angry, and bitter like me, just like how I once was for those who not gave up, but was like, man, this nigga Bump still getting in trouble. You still want to punch people in the face. You still want to cut.
Because
I'm
you're
a
repeating a cycle that you know you're repeating. So when you repeat a cycle of something that you know you're repeating, one becomes at fault. So that's when change comes in. But that's when change comes.
so here's the
Because
change. We can't just be
the
like,
change, listen, the change comes in finding fault, finding the problem within self. You
so,
have to be
so,
transparent with self.
so. I'm gonna use I statement in which a lot of people know I have been. So I can't speak for everybody else, huh? I'm just being symbolic and transparent in saying, yo, I'm just like you guys. So it's a thin line between how I speak and how I gotta deliver the message.
See, I like I'd rather say I come from where y'all come from. But for me to say I'm just like you, that is diminishing what I feel. Because
And
you're not in my shoes at the end of the day.
in a sense, I am because in order to
It,
protect my
it
feelings and my energy,
but
I gotta be like,
understand
yo, listen.
it's
In order to protect my feelings and my energy, I have to carry that type of vibe to be like, yo, just leave them. We'll either spin the block or, but for
that's
right now,
environment. That's environment. That's what makes us in the same shoes as environment. But to say I'm just like you, that's different. That's
it's the
experiences.
environment.
No,
When I say
experiences is what makes us different throughout the environment. See, environment is what we relate to, but our experiences is what makes us. So
how,
that's what makes us different. What you experience in the environment makes us different. And what your experiences, everybody's experiences makes us different,
right
because you could experience the same thing as me, but I may interpret it different because I'm a whole different person from you, but we come from the same environment so we can relate.
now, I
Because
got
on Yeah, because on a basis level, black people only relate on an environmental level. And then when you get to know us, you learn that some of us is gangsters, some of us is nerds, some of us is sports fanatics, Some of us can dance and rap, and some of us do poetry. Some of us can backflip. Some of us are into heavy metal. Some of us never listen to rap at all. So when you get in past the environmental things, even with us blacks, we can't even get past the environmental things to get to know the person at hand. And then they be like, oh, you're a cool person. Because we got to scrape through the environmental, like, are you tough? Where you from? Who you know? So you got to scrape through that to find the core of the person. And then when you find the core of the person, it's like, oh, he's a good dude. And then when you say that, you mean to the core. Like if I say he's a good dude, I mean to the core. That means I've seen something in him where I haven't seen in other people. And that's what makes him good. Because there ain't too many good people, you know. Because environment makes, even like we speaking on mental health, the environment is what makes mental health worse. Some of us are going through mental health just because we grew up poor. Poor in the environmental things is probably the main cause of a lot of our mental health because our parents couldn't get us certain things. And we watch our parents struggle and we didn't know what was going on. And as we got older, we started struggling and we started seeing, oh, it's the environmental things. It's things beyond our control. But we still got to have the mindset to be above all of it and then teach the kids. See, that's where we lack in the mindset. It's kind of like we fall in trap to the environment, capitalism, and then it's like boom, it comes right back around. And then you have a bunch of people stuck in an environment who's mentally ill because they can't get out. They're good people, but they just don't want to be in their situation, and that makes you mentally, you start thinking too much, and it makes you crack. People tired of working check to check, living bill to bill. That alone, and that's done by environment. Whether you on Section 8 or you paying the 2,500 for a one bedroom downtown or some crazy shit like that. Or you paying 1,500 because we live in Fairfield County. A lot of us don't even take that into consideration. Like they shout out the hood and the old Stanford. We live in Fairfield County where rent
Please.
go up every hour. Every hour it seems like rent go up. One
Welcome to
minute it's 1,000, and then an hour pass. By the end of the show, rent done went up $50 in certain areas.
welcome to Talk of the Town.
Yes, welcome.
Town is where it's at. Talk to us and we'll talk back. Welcome,
But the
welcome.
thing about it is, bump, it starts with, you know, it's the environment thing. Like it's hard to escape it because poverty is in every pocket. Even in Fairfield County, where we live in the richest county, some of us are going through poverty. When the medium in Stanford is 73,000 a year per person, some bullshit like that.
Right.
Who's making that? Who's making that? Who's really making that? And then people want to front on the gram and front on and like they popping, but are you really making 73 bands a year? Because I know
Good.
I'm not. I know I'm not. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's kind of like the environment mixed with consumerism, capitalism. It plays a toll on a person's brain because, you know, people want to leave the situation they're in. They like niggas don't want to live rent to rent, check to check, moving every 7 months, 8 months because the landlord want to run the rent up. You can't find good spots. And then when they do have good spots, they don't promote it. You never find it. You don't know, they don't give out information for people to go and find a good apartment. I'm talking about people with jobs, people that got check stubs. I'm not talking about bums. I'm talking about good people, because you got people that can work the system. But I praise those people because you know how hard it is to work the system? People act like that shit is easy. That shit ain't easy. Even the niggas that's working the system, they doing something, cause that shit is hard. It ain't just sitting back getting paid. Now the way they got it, like I went to go get insurance. They wanted my check stubs just to get state insurance. They wanted to see if I had a job and my check stubs and all of that. And they was more concerned about me getting SNAP and food stamps. And I had to tell them I don't need it.
Why?
Even though I can, even though
Why
I can use it, huh?
do you feel like you don't need it?
Because I never really got it when I applied for it. So they feel like I don't need it. So
So
I was
say
just like, fuck it. I need
so
the insurance. I rather
say that. Sometimes they might do little shit like that to discourage you when you
nah.
qualify for that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
listen,
it is. They do shit like that, bump. I ain't gonna not say they don't. They do shit like that. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like I need the insurance more. And then if it take faster for me to get the insurance without the SNAP food stamps, then I'd rather do it that way because I need insurance more than the food.
yeah, but don't say you don't need it. Like that's technology. So a lot of people might like
It
you feel.
ain't technology. I don't want to get tied. Like, listen,
I'm not saying it like that,
there's
bro.
other people that need it.
I, listen, we all need it. I let pause.
Bump. Some of us don't need it. Some of us are
Listen,
being greedy, and
listen,
we need to check those
listen.
people.
Every little thing counts in a single household, bro.
Listen, some niggas is being greedy. Some niggas got freezers full of shit off their
Listen,
job money, and they being greedy.
folks, listen. There's a
I
big
make
check
I
it.
make too much money.
Listen,
I barely make money. Listen, I barely make enough. Like, put it like this. I just make enough to get state insurance because I make too much.
how do you make too much? And you just said the requirements just to live.
Listen,
It,
listen. The requirements to live is a difference between
and
the
you said
requirements to listen to what I'm telling you. The requirements to live is different between the requirements for like housing, Section 8, state insurance, SNAP.
that's to live.
No, that's half of to live. Because you got to realize there's only 9 to 10% black people in Stanford. So when you're looking at the bottom of the bottom, like Section 8, housing, the people who are actually getting state insurance, their their income is probably half of what it makes to live. So they're paying half. People like on housing, people who live in Custer Street, Friendship, Village, they're paying half of what it paid. None of those people are making 79,000. They're lying. If there is, then they're paying full rent. They're not on Section 8. They're not on housing. They make too much. They don't make state insurance. None of that. They have to pay. Or they got a good job where their job gives them insurance. Like my job don't give me insurance. So I have to pay $85. I was paying $85 a month for the dentist and all of that. That's why I went to go get state insurance because the $85 a month is too much when I'm not really getting hurt and all of that.
So
So
you
they're
get the
getting money for like I'm going to the hospital or I'm going to the dentist every 3 months. I'm getting my checkup every 6 months, but they're getting $80 a month regardless if I go or not.
that because they take that's coming from your job type shit, right?
No, I'm paying for that. I'm paying out of my job that I pay for. My job don't give me insurance.
Oh,
So
God,
I
that's what I was trying to
so I
get to.
sign up
Okay.
for the Anthem. I sign up for Anthem, and then you got to pay the $90 a month and all of that, you know. And I get the dental from them. But that's still like I'm not a sickly person. I ain't breaking bones. So they're getting money for like I'm going once or twice. Like I go every 6 months for my physical. I go every 3 months for the dental.
It's crazy how the system will find a way to keep their foot on our fucking neck. That shit, and they
So
don't
so so the system is set up that way. is to where
It's
good people, so good people is thinking of that. It's kind of like, let's like mental health is kind of like a good nigga at the job who don't get insurance. Let's say he running for the bus, he trip, fall, he knock his tooth out. Now he might not have, state insurance ain't covering that. They might not cover that. Depending on what type of insurance you got, you might not cover it. Now you got to pay out your pocket to get your tooth fixed and all of that shit. And that costs a lot. And then that build on a nigga mental. It's all like the environment is what's killing us. And then in consumerism and in capitalism, everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Nobody wants to be, like everybody can't be selling something. Somebody has to get a 9 to 5. And 9 to 5s ain't just McDonald's.
right,
A nine
right,
to like people gotta realize, like doctors have 9 to 5s. Lawyers is a 9 to 5. All of that shit is nine. They probably work more hours. So
right.
9 to 5 ain't just, you know, everybody can't be the entrepreneur. We can't like that. That ain't gonna work because I've seen it. Being an entrepreneur, it takes a certain type of drive in a person. You either have it or you don't. Like you've been in the streets, you heard the hustler term. You either have it or you don't. You either hustler or you not. And when you in the streets long enough, you see niggas come, you see niggas go. And then real hustlers see who can hustle and who could. It's always been that way. And it's just like in life, you gotta kind of see things. It's like some niggas gotta get a 9 to 5 because the environment backs us in certain corners to where certain people have to embrace the decisions they made. Even like with us as black kids, some of our lives are determined in high school where we gonna be because we screwed up and it follows us. It's like a track record. They look through your transcripts and they say, oh, you were bad in middle school. You got kicked out of high school. You didn't go to college. You went to jail. So it's kind of like that pressure, it weighs on a person because it can happen to any one of us at any time. So mentally, a person can sit back and he's weighing his options. Like a young kid, he's 24. He didn't get a chance to go to college, but also he's not a thug or nothing like that. But he's in the streets. He's just chilling, smoking his weed, maybe buying his bottles. He's just as lost as the next nigga that robbing and stealing. He just don't know it yet. Because he's on a path that he doesn't understand. He doesn't know. You know, like you take the robber, he knows his path. Some of them, like they should know. You're a robber. You know what's the end of the road for that. But then you have so many young guys, 24, 25, 26, 27, who are good dudes, but they don't really see any options for them. They don't see any like they don't want to turn to the streets. They don't want to rob a nigga. They don't want to hustle, but they don't have any options either through circumstances because they weren't probably a good student because they followed the wrong crowd in high school and now they didn't go to college. They weren't thinking about getting a 9 to 5. So now it's kind of like they're in shaky grounds. They don't have programs for that. They don't like when I was there, they had community centers and centers where you can go find a job and they help you out and they have programs where you can get certificates and they don't have none of that shit. Unless you search for it, you got to really be about it. But it's like information is not privy to the kids now. Even with the internet. That's what I see in now. Even with the internet, they're still lacking information, which is crazy to me because the internet is right there. But when you talk to a kid or you talk to some young nigga, they don't be knowing shit. Not to say that I'm not down in the whole generation. It's just the information is right there. But they don't know. They don't know where to go get it. They don't know what right person to talk to because there's so much around. And then now they sit back and they're left to their devices. They're left to their thoughts. They're left to the weed. They're left to the alcohol.
And
They're left to sitting back thinking about shit that's out of their hands, out of their control. You've been there. How much shit you done ponder about that you couldn't, that was out of your control, that you felt like you could control? And you sitting up for days, like trying to figure it out.
that's part of
Not.
mental health. That's part of why this whole oracle was created. Even
Mm-hmm.
then, even now, that's why I'm quick to say an idle mind is devil's playground. So we have
Yeah. It's the worst. I second that.
yeah. And
I,
I'm going to really stand on that because, for instance, like if I'm just stuck in space, standing still, no thought, no imagination, in which I said in the show prior, a man who has no imagination has no wings. You can't fly and elevate, so you're stuck in space. So it's like you're watching people either go up or down, and those more than likely that's going up because those are stagnated in space. We either want to try to cling on or keep them right where we're at because either we know better of what's above elevation more so than where we're at. You know what I'm saying? Certain people
mm-hmm.
can't fly and elevate, so
It's the
that's
system.
right. You know what I'm saying? So
It's done
symbolic.
by design. It's the system. It's the system because, you know, they want everybody to be cookie cutter. So they try to control the outsiders, the people who get it, the people who get I'm just gonna be me and they're gonna love me for me. And then I've learned throughout history, you can go throughout history no matter what genre you want to talk about, whether it's entertainment, sports, writing, friendship, life. The person who was authentically themselves always ended up on top or always end up being the best of what they do, meaning like they didn't sugarcoat who they was, they stayed true to themselves. Now when the system comes in, the system don't, they have to control people like that because you build influence. So they want so they'll let one they'll let one person slide through the crack and build influence, but then that's it because they understand that influence is the key, you know, because you building, they've seen it before, they've seen it with Malcolm and they've seen it with Martin, they've seen it with the Panthers. Once you build an influence, you become like in their eyes you become dangerous. So it it it's different because when you're dealing with mental health, the best thing to cure your mental health is to learn to be yourself at all times. And they don't want you to be yourself. They have this mold for everybody, and they try to fit everybody in that mold. They have a mold for black people to where even black people champion the mold to where they feel like we should be this way and talk this way and dress this way and be this way, to where they don't understand that every person in the world needs to just be them. I may follow a trend on Monday, but on Tuesday I'm back to myself. I like the trend because it's cool, but I still know myself, and myself is cooler than any trend. That's how people should think, and that's because and in the end, you're always gonna have uh followers.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So you followed the trend with the skinny jeans. You have some skinny ass jeans on, huh?
Say
Yeah.
it again.
You have some skinny jeans on, huh?
Who, me?
Yeah, you did the skinnies.
I'm Jamaican. I did skinnies before niggas was wearing it. I'm Jamaican. I'm half Jamaican, bro. So
So
you can say so I'm allowed to do that.
no. And I be getting on Cuber about that shit. Got my grandson in fucking skinnies.
Yeah, you
Now,
gotta listen because you don't realize something. Skinny jeans is Caribbean culture. That's their culture. It's just like you wearing a fucking Kango right now.
yeah, yeah. My bucket is no. You can't do that. You can't do
That's
that.
our culture. That's our culture. No bump. I'm not hating on the bucket. Listen, that's our culture. Jamaican niggas ain't wearing no buckets. That's not their culture.
Yeah, I've seen Oliver Groove. Hold on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do
Yo,
that.
one thing, let me tell you something. Being half and half, I'm part of the two of the greatest cultures, two of the greatest black cultures in history.
So
Is
you making it. Oh,
I'm part of two of the greatest black cultures in history, nigga. African American culture is number one. That's the greatest culture in history. And it's followed by Jamaican culture. Outside of that, I don't know nothing else.
skinny jean shit that's out of here, bro. No,
Yo, let me tell you something.
I be seeing Cuber, nigga. You too big to be
Let
super.
me tell you something. What you don't realize is, what
Listen,
you,
listen. I go to the
yo,
crib.
bump,
The nigga too
bump.
big, muscles popping out, and then I look at my grandson. My daughter just sitting there, and she just
Yo,
chuckling.
bump. It's a lot of yo, bump. It's
This is
it's
my
it's it's
grandson.
it's
Don't
too
don't.
many Carib. Yo, let me put it like this. Shout to all my Caribbean tight pants, my Dominicans, my Haitians, my Jamaicans, all my Caribbean island niggas. They know. So I don't know what you talking about. They've been wearing tight pants before it was a thing.
And niggas
That's
be
their culture. It's Caribbean culture. Let me tell
cat.
you,
The niggas
outside of Black Americans,
big, strong.
let me tell you something.
What was some
Out,
tight shit?
outside of Black Americans, niggas copy Jamaicans, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm on live saying that, you
I
know.
fucking know. You told me.
Outside of Black, I'm part of two of the. Yo, let me tell you something. When you go to Europe, all those niggas sound like Jamaicans. They're using Jamaican slang. They don't even know it. They using slang from Jamaica. All that pun the ends and all that shit. That's Jamaican slang. So, like I said, I'm part of two of the most greatest cultures ever. My
I'm
dad is a Jamaican. My mom, niggas know Becky. So I ain't even got to co-sign that. I grew up in a black American household, first and foremost. Black Americans is the fucking blueprint. Now I can speak on it. I don't give a fuck. We the blueprint.
so check it though. Um, let's get back on point. Uh,
Yeah, let's get back on point.
what do you think about talking about name calling from parents at a young age? What do you think about the ramifications behind that, or just
Now,
when, or just when we misuse our tongue, even at our loved ones, our wives, our girlfriends,
now,
our
now, understand. I'm gonna break it down from both age standpoints. Now, from a child standpoint, you know, I think that's the worst thing you can do from a child standpoint because from like ages of like 7, I would say, to like 16. From like 7 to 16 or 17, they're building their self-esteem. Those are the times where a kid is building their self-esteem. They understand what it is. They understand being called ugly or being called this and that. So, it it hurts different coming from someone you love because you look to them for shelter. So when you're looking to them for shelter and they're using verbiage that hurts your feelings, you don't know what to do. So mentally, you're out of it, and so that affects your emotions. So emotionally, it changes you as a person. It either toughens you or it breaks you. Like a person like me, it made me tougher. So it made me understand that words don't really mean nothing. I never really took words for value because everybody, that's all. I learned that that's all people have at the end of the day is words. So you kind of got to let people use their words because they don't like, you know, as long as they don't physically harm you, their only defense is words. So I understood that as a young age. But the words can damage you emotionally to where it carries on to an adulthood. So now that we're adults, you got to be mindful of how you speak to people because those same words are triggers for adults because they have issues from when they were 7, 8 that carried to adult age because their parents were saying the crazy shit to them. And they see most of trauma comes from the closest thing that you know. It's sad to say that, but most trauma comes from the closest thing you know. So so most trauma would come from a parent or someone like an uncle or an aunt or a cousin. That's the first trauma most people learn from. So when you get older, those words resonate in an older person in a different way because it's hard to like it's hard to resolve things with family than it is with a stranger. Family you kind of let pass, but now you have all this built up stuff in you that you don't know how to handle. You got all these emotions that you haven't checked yet.
Right,
So
right.
now when a nigga say something that your mother used to say when you was 9, you ready to dump the nigga on his head. You ready to shoot the nigga. You can't take it.
Or what about a girlfriend, a female? When she
Even
when
with a even with a female, cause eat like even with a female, cause it's like
those traits that are passed down, because a lot of females talk crazy to dudes too, and those is
cause
triggers.
it's passed down from what they see.
And with
So
the we
so
only
at the end of the
reenact,
day,
mind
at the
you
end of
again.
the
Hey, coach, mind you again, we only reenact what we hear and what we see. We're sponges, just like
yeah,
kids.
so
Good
we're just
behavior.
like kids. So at the end of the day,
You
I
know,
always go back to the household because when we're dealing with mental health, a lot of mental issues start young. They start young. Adults don't like adults don't gather a mental issues. Feel me? Adults don't wake up at 37 and have mental problems one day out of nowhere. That's not true. That doesn't happen.
right,
So
right.
mental issues start young. It starts from home base. People got to realize that Mistakes are made. We are still good people, but we need to own up to mistakes. Stop
Mm.
blaming outside outlets for the mistakes that we make in our lives, in our children's lives, in our families' lives. Everybody wants to blame. Every generation has a blame. In the 50s, they blame jazz. They blame movies. They blame hip hop. They blame this. They blame that. They blame all of this bullshit. But at the end of the day, when your kid is the one you're caping for because you blame society, not well, you can blame society, but when you don't want to take fault for how your kid turned out, and then you turn and you see another kid that lived three houses down from you that turned out better than you and was raised in the same environment than you, it gives a different perspective. You know, there's a lot of excuses, there's a lot of cop outs. you know the kids, eh, like like people say, lead by example. It starts at the home. The parents must lead by the example. They're the ones the kids see. If it's two parents in the household, they're the one the kids see.
LD Jones, welcome. Peace, King.
You
Thank
know,
you.
there ain't no, like, if you go through the journey of a kid, depending on where you live, once a kid is what? First grade is 6. So kindergarten is 5 years old, right? Bump.
Right,
So at 5 years old, you kind of wake your kid up, you get him ready for school. So kindergarten, he's going to school. What when kindergarten start? 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock,
8.
depending on what.
All
Let's
depending
say
on.
8. So let's say 8 o'clock.
Right,
So you wake a 5-year-old kid up at 8 o'clock in the morning. So you already know he's 5. I don't know what 5-year-old that's gonna be ready to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning unless you train him up from 3 or 4. But if you haven't trained him up,
right,
he ain't getting up. So you get him up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Depending on who you are as a parent or where you live, you have a percentage of kids. Let's just take black kids. Most of us take the bus.
right.
So that is probably the first time a kid is exposed to outside
The
the
elements. This.
system. Yeah, the system that you build as a parent
Right,
is, as soon as so we have to understand this as a parent. As young as 5 years old, they're introduced to a system outside of what we taught them. As young as 5. So however you've been parenting your kid, if they ride that bus, as soon as they for 8 hours, they're out of your system. So that's where parenting gotta come into play, where it's almost like the kids now, they have to be, the parents now have to be more, they have to do more due diligence
right.
because it's internet, it's a lot going on.
Okay, so we going back to that.
But what you need to realize, we're still sticking with what I'm saying. At the end of the day, for a parent, mental health, it goes a long way.
Right,
Cause you got kids that don't listen. You got kids that do come from two-parent households that don't want to do right, that want to run in the wrong crowd, that stress their mother and father out, that make their mother and father look bad on the internet, and have people thinking their dad don't do shit for them. have parents. Yeah, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. You know, it starts at home, but some kids are ungrateful. I don't have kids, so I can speak on it. I see it. Some kids are ungrateful. Some kids grateful for what they have, but some kids are ungrateful. Some kids are rotten. It starts with the parents, but then once a kid starts building his own personality and they start like my mom used to say, they start smelling themselves and shit, then they understand as a parent, you have to understand this is who they are as a person now. So mentally you have to prepare for that because that'll crumble you as a parent. Like you got kids. You may think you know your kids. Do you really know?
I do not. I'm first to say because
See, and I know mentally that's a struggle knowing that. Cause for me, it has
ironic,
to be.
how ironic that you even will make mention of that because to this day, if I'm in my bag or whatever the situation may be, I may say that to my mom like yo, well, you don't know me. Like
Hmm.
she'd be like, boy, I have you. I know you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, like, but that's out of ignorance, though. You know what
See,
I'm
the thing about knowing the person, I learned that they may not know us bump, but they know what we capable of.
But
So
okay,
they know the archetype. They
so
they know.
but again, not to cut you off, there's a difference within that though, because sometimes that shit used to get, you know what I'm saying. Then my lady would have to be like, yo, calm down. Like, I'll be like, fuck that. I hate when people be like, yo, I know you. Like, motherfucker don't know me. Stop saying that shit. Like, you know that? Off, that's that. Not to bring that here, that type, you know what I'm saying? But that's the vibe that I be
Now
on.
I get it. I get it because you're trying to elevate and evolve. But see, the thing with elevation that I want to tell all my brothers, I always use the same metaphor. We're like an onion. There's many layers to who we are. You just got to choose that layer, who you want to be. Because who you are ain't nothing but a sum of your actions and results. That's who you are. A bunch of actions. So how you react to a situation becomes who you are. But we know that we're many layered. So the person that like I might say that the old me, that person died. No, that person still lives within me. It's just not who I'm trying to be today because I'm layered. I'm not just no human is just one person. No human, it's impossible for a human to just be one thing. Nothing is one thing.
Everybody welcome. You know, the open mic. If anybody wants to tap in and share some knowledge, wisdom to bring forth understanding, you're more than welcome. Uh,
Yeah, respect. There is many layers because no human is one thing. Because I always think like if we were one thing, then animals would rule. Tigers would eat all of us. But no human is one thing. Like Styles P album, Gangster and the Gentleman. You know, you know, he's letting you know that it's a yin and a yang to everything. It is a negative and positive to everything. But even with humans, there's more than a negative and a positive. We're so layered as people that we can't just be, you know, our our, Our authentic self is our authentic self, but we also have to know no one thing is in its true state. No one thing can stay in its true state. That's alive. That's not about living. Like a chair is in its true state. That's dead. So it ain't going nowhere. It stays still. Humans move, we're evolved. So it's no one way a human can just stay. And I'm not saying you're not true to yourself, but I want to let people know yourself is multiple things. You're many things. You're layered. You're a layered person. So once you get to know that and you get to know who you are, you can kind of think through situations better. You can build better with people. You can build better with your kids. You can build better with your baby mama. Because you kind of got to know, because each situation you got to assess. It's like we're built to play a role, but we also have many roles. We come in many shapes and forms. It's just like God, like the God within us. Like they say God comes in many shapes and forms and all of that. And I truly believe humans move the same way. We come in many shapes and forms. Like we can't, like if you ever coach a team, or if you coach a basketball team, or if you coach a football team, you learn that you can't treat everybody on the team the same. Like you're dealing with different personalities, so you kind of got to treat everybody individually how they are. You got to manage them in separate ways, because we're all multi-layered. We're all multifaceted. So you kind of got to look at it from that standpoint. So in a mental health situation, once you learn that you can be sporadic, you can be this way and that way, you you're kind of controlling the problem at hand. Now you know how to adapt to certain situations. It's kind of like I had anger issues. So once I learned that I can be calm in times and I can be angry at times, I have to learn the triggers. And that comes with anything. It's kind of like what we were just talking about when you were saying how you got your kids and they be doing one thing and you go the other way. Sometimes you got to know what triggers them and steer the fuck away from it and come from a different angle.
Yo, I just feel like how I see it, how I go about it. I look at it knowing that every time history repeats itself, the price goes up. They're just a mirror reflection of me, and generation through generation. But
I get that.
when you
See,
get when you get to a certain level of understanding,
I
it's
get
like,
what you're saying, but
yeah, it's like I'm at a certain level and understanding, like okay, my kid is gonna get to where I'm at, and they going
you
down.
can't. But
Listen, right? Knowing that it's like the serenity prayer. If you know that, then I apply that prayer, that rule, that technique to my situation. Because at this point, I see it's a spiritual battle, and that's way out my hands. I would kill myself and put in energy that I know that's just like a flat line. I tried that shit
mhm.
when I first moved out here, and I got my first car, brand fucking new, 7 months of me being out here. Like, I didn't take that and misuse it. I looked at it like, damn, that's the first tool, a capsule, a time capsule that I can't misuse that because I'm blessed. I moved away now. I'm on a mission So now I got my first car. I didn't waste no time. I was out there for 3 months. Got my first car. Damn near brand fucking new. I was going back and forth, bro. Back and forth, putting them crystals in. Back and forth. And that's what got me to the point like, yo, fuck that. Not just the energy towards my kids. It's like, fuck everybody. Like, my time that I'm spending, 'cause I don't really like flying. Because I definitely don't have control if I'm up there and some bullshit happen mechanically and I can't fly and you know what I'm saying? I'm just dead ass. Like, so I have more
That's an
control.
excuse.
Well, if that's what it is, then that's a, one less that I can live another day. Like that's fucking what some other shit. You know what I'm saying? If I'm flying to get there, so I feel like I would have a little bit more control behind the wheel. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at my time spent from driving from here to there. That time travel, whether it's in the air or not, that should be respected.
For what?
Because I feel like I'm taking my time because nobody is coming out here to see me. So why can I feel the way I'm supposed to feel? Right?
See, and that, like, listen. How you feel and how the other party feel does not matter.
Right. So that,
So at this point, you do what's right.
now what
Your feelings don't matter. You're dealing with emotions.
elevated, you're absolutely right. It doesn't matter. So by me being here, it matters to me. Like you said, like so nobody should be feeling like damn Bump moved the way he doing good. Oh, he left us, right? It shouldn't matter that I moved the way I'm doing good.
No, see, you're not getting what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. See,
Go ahead.
listen. When I say it doesn't matter, I said it doesn't matter. Your feelings don't matter. But it only matters when you ain't doing right. Put feelings aside. You talked the first thing you said is how I feel.
Yo, listen.
Fuck how you feel, nigga. Do
I
what's right.
and
Fuck how you feel. And vice versa. And
you
vice versa.
listen.
It
I
ain't about how you feel after a while. You got to do what's right.
listen.
People want
Even
to deal with feelings.
okay, listen. Right.
Feelings change.
Listen. I'm gonna give you a real live example right now. So I ain't even gonna wait till we get off, right? Listen, nigga. Nah, fuck that. Listen, right?
I'm listening, bro.
Part of what's right is this. Listen, just pause
I didn't
and
say anything.
let me speak. And yo, doing what's right is me being the older brother, knowing that time is short, knowing that I'm the chosen one, right? Knowing what's right is doubling back to rekindle and rehash some shit, bro, that's like it's so out of my control. That shit will kill me. And I'm not well enough to deal with a Dante, a Deja Harrison.
Listen,
Uh,
listen, listen. Listen, Bump.
uh,
Listen. Not to cut you off, but when I
listen,
said do what's right, I don't know what's right because that's your situation.
letting me speak. When you speak, I'll let you speak, bro. You'll never have a better understanding of where I'm coming from or my angle if you never let me speak.
That's why I just said what I just said. When I said do what's right, I don't know what's right for you. I'm
Listen,
speaking in general.
I'm trying to put you on.
No, I just feel the need to say that. I just felt the need to say, do what's right. You know what to do is right.
Let me tell you again. Now pause before you continue to speak. My doing what's right is blocking them the fuck out and focus on me and get my mental health and shit together. So therefore, when that portal open, I can double back and deal with that bullshit. I could double back and deal with the Dante Longmires and Nadines and everything else that come with the fucking Connecticut and the bullshit that pumps out of it, nigga. That's
Now,
that's
now
what's and knowing
I
the
understand that.
listen, young ass boy, knowing the difference. All right, that's all toxic shit, man. I can't let that come into my realm of peace and harmony. Nigga, I live on a golf course. I'm chilling, stress free. I know my triggers. What the fuck, man? That's a whole spiritual battle. That's way out of my control. I know I can't deal with that, but what I could deal with is this, the now, and the mental health, and giving back. I wouldn't give a fuck if a million people didn't catch the message. One person will.
Yo, Bump, you just repeated something I just said, nigga.
Nah, but listen, because
You just repeated something I just said.
it's deeper, bro, because I'm trying to tell you, on the other hand, in the 3D realm, I know what's right. What's right is trying to reestablish and rebuild the relationship in this, in that, in this, in that, and I just gave you the difference. It's a difference. That
Listen.
mental health and knowing that life is short. Like I don't be in this crib with idle time saying it's gonna be a day when that phone is gonna ring and I'm gonna get that news. How the fuck do I prepare myself for that?
Listen to what I'm saying.
Right? On the other
One thing
hand,
I learned about mental health, Bump, you gotta learn to
you
for
tell me what I gotta learn. Listen, I like this
you
because
gotta learn to forgive and forget.
so what makes you think that I haven't balanced that out yet?
Because you're speaking with nothing but emotion, not logic. You're speaking through straight emotion. Nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with speaking through emotion.
Listen, okay, so if
But
I'm
that's how I know you haven't forgot it. So you haven't gotten over it.
no. Listen. If I'm speaking on something that's really, that's not with emotion. That's even if so, I'm attached to that. But I've learned how to block out the emotion from
Bruh, we're
saying
on live. We're on live.
that's
And you can't see me, but I can see you. You're speaking with emotion. That's the only reason why I say that. You're speaking with passion. The last couple 5, 10 minutes, you've been speaking with passion about this. So when I say you need to learn to forgive and forget, the forgetting part you haven't you haven't got there yet.
okay. I'm for this because now I'm gonna ask questions. What makes
You
you?
haven't got there yet. It's
What
kind
makes?
of like it's kind
What?
of like mental health,
What
you
makes you?
know, like because understand what I'm saying. When you know like triggers, you set boundaries on yourself because you still have triggers that that you haven't overcame yet.
I don't like people. I don't like fraudulent people.
Understand and listen to what I'm saying. You set I didn't say nothing about you not liking people or loving people. I said you set boundaries on yourself because you still have triggers you haven't overcame. So you're putting limits on yourself. Those are fears. Whether you want to know it or not, but those are fears. You have to learn how to sit comfortable in your fears.
question. Ask me a question.
I'm not talking about what you're scared of. I'm talking about what you're scared of, what you think you might do. It's called self-control.
Listen, I am not. Listen,
Speak freely, brother.
real as it get. We're gonna use real live example. If you be like, yo, Buck, I'm gonna call you and get you and your brothers in a room together.
I would never do that though.
Let's get a moment of silence for that. Let's just ponder on that.
I would never do that because I don't have the power to do that. I'm not of a person to do that. I don't have the power to get y'all in the Beaufort room. I would like to see that, but I don't have the power to do that.
Pause, pause.
So at the end of the day, it's kind of like, I don't have the power to do that. But see, when it comes to that,
Stated that. Let's. I need to continue so we can continue to have great conversation. All right. Now,
well, we still got.
listen. You stop hogging the floor. That's what I'm saying, yo. Because what we
Nigga,
gonna
just say that then, nigga. You gotta speak up, nigga. Speak up. You always want me to talk. Speak up, nigga. I love you to death. You older than me. But at the end of the day, I'm probably the only nigga that you know that's gonna tell you what it is.
no. I'll be telling you, yo, like today. Nah.
My age? What nigga you know my age gonna tell you what it is?
You can't tell me shit, you young ass boy, nigga.
And that's the problem. And that's the problem with y'all old ass niggas. Y'all don't want to learn. I'm still a sponge. See, y'all think y'all get dried up and y'all can't learn nothing. Now y'all want to give wisdom. I just told you need to learn how to forgive and forget. You ain't there yet. You still emotionally attached to certain situations. That's why you remove yourself. Because you can't sit in the fire with your emotions because you're gonna react. It, and,
Oh,
and and this is why me and you have Tuesday nights every Tuesday.
I'll fuck around and I'll just do wrong. And you're right. I'm still, but
Yeah, and I love that because and understand this is for the viewers. Bump knows that. That's why he's being better. That's why I champion Bump because he understands himself. That's the first step to changing. That's what niggas don't get.
yeah, let me tell y'all again. Mental health shit, right?
It's crazy.
Because of these fucking reasons. It's not that I'm a real nigga or whatever. It's just that I can be and I'm special ed. No, I'm
You
not.
could
I
just
don't
walk
need
through.
bipolar. No, everything Nadine dealt with, I inherited that shit. My
And that's
mom,
how it is. We all inherit our parent shit.
yeah, so hold on. Somebody popped in. Okay, Miss Kuzik, peace. So again, we think we don't inherit certain things, and I know I could be fucking evil. You know what I'm saying? And I remove myself from my surroundings, that whole up north shit. You know what I mean? Because I either would have been dead or in jail for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? And dead because I always lived on that edge. Like I'm a hustler by heart. Like you know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. Up there, I wouldn't have been able to find what I find and found out here, which is peace and serenity, I would have ended up moving around and with my attitude and the type of shit I would have been into, man, it would have been because I battled that. You know what I'm saying? Also too from my past history. You know what I'm saying? Like I just didn't want to be a part of that. So when I found it out, I took it. 9 years later, here by you. But
And
I
you
left.
ain't looked back since, bro. So congratulations. Because a lot of people in your position couldn't do what you did.
But
Because
to me, the opportunity be there. We just don't understand it when it not. We don't. You know what I mean?
yeah,
We
because you know what it is? It's all in the mental, bro. Some people can't get out of their own head. When you ever heard of saying nigga can't get out their own way?
yeah. I didn't personally like. I love me, man. I swear to God, and I like
But
nice
see a lot, and then that's
like
what made you what it is. Because a
yeah.
lot of people love the thing they chasing for more than they love themselves.
So I knew if I take the energy and like I'm a hard worker, like I'm a go getter. If I remove myself and take my shit on the road, then I could start the journey of who I could become and who I
This is a
could.
new chapter, Bump. Chapter it's almost like chapter 2 of your life. Like, come on now, Bump. It's like 9 years later. That's a whole nother story. You got a whole origin story, as they were saying superhero shit.
So it like for those who know me, like you know what I'm saying, I've
They
always
should
been
be proud of you.
yeah,
They should be proud. At the end of the day, for those that know my nigga Bump and they know him really good, they should be proud of my nigga. My nigga came a long way. You know, I gotta throw jokes in here. He domesticated now. You know, can I just ask this? What is your mission? What is the purpose of talking to town? Okay. Well, the purpose of talking to town really, well, tonight show, if you have been here from the beginning, tonight show is really Bump's idea. You know, Talk of the Town was never really geared to mental health or anything. It was more so to showcase good things that's going on within people that live in my city, Stamford, Connecticut. Whether you're doing music or you're doing hair or you're going to college, it was just to give a platform to people who are doing positive things throughout the city. And you know, me and Bump were doing this back before podcast was a thing. You know, I had a little setup in my crib. This is like 2016. And Bump used to encourage me, all of that. Boom, 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 boom. So years come. Years pass. I'm not really doing nothing with Talk of the Town. I'm not even thinking about a podcast. I'm living my best life. Bump hits me up and says, yo,
you got to make mention that we was doing music.
they know, they understand that we was doing music first with the first podcast. Bump hits me up and says, "Yo, we need to bring Talk of the Town back." So boom, me and Bump just start doing. We had like 4 or 5 shows that we gonna put out that we were just talking about regular topics. We didn't really know where we was going with it, and then he brought to my attention the men's mental health. That's what he kind of promote, and that's his thing. At first, I didn't want no parts of it. We done said this on numerous shows, but he kind of draw me into it. So every Tuesday, we picked up off of it. And through the interview between Bump and the interview with Jehoshaphat King, that's on YouTube, that kind of solidified me in doing the mental health every Tuesday because his testimony kind of opened me up to say, you know, I could talk about my life too. Because at first I didn't see the purpose in me sharing my life to people. I don't know how that's going to help. That's how I was thinking. Bump will tell you, I had a closed minded about this whole mental health Tuesday night thing. But now this will be our probably seventh or eighth show. So our purpose, because somebody had asked them the question, you know, our purpose. Our purpose is to bring a platform to people who wants to speak on mental health, you know, men's mental health first and foremost, because a lot of us go through a lot. A lot of us don't really have people to turn to or talk to. So it's just a platform for somebody to come here to tell their story, an elder to tell their story. So maybe a young youth can hear it, pick it up, and he's going down the wrong path. Maybe he can get some jewels from me or a bump to steer him in the right path, to put him on the right lane, to do the right things, and don't take the paths that me and bump take. You know, don't be like us. Use us as an example, as growth. Learn from the stories we tell. Learn from the interviews. Oh, the interviews. So we start doing interviews because that's what Talk of the Town was about. We wanted to promote positive people doing positive things because I believe in the community that you live in, you need a vision of positive people. Like I know mad black people that I love that any topic basic is okay. I love that like I know mad black people that just started voting for Obama because just because he's black and it's a representation. So me and Bump, not to use I statements, but me and Bump thought we're gonna have interviews of positive people doing positive things within the city, so you can get a representation of positive things. So it's not just talk. You can actually see somebody doing what we're talking about, living what we're talking about. Because we're trying to promote positiveness. Because every podcast is either a rapper or they promoting drugs or they promoting sex or relationship. So we're out of the box for the people that wanted to know what was going on. We're out of the box, and we're just it's a platform. It's not for us. That's why we kind of we even thought about having a woman's platform, but that takes time, just like the men's platform. It takes time. Like I want to commend a homie from Cleveland that came on the last show, like that Bump was playing the game with, and he found safe space with, and he grew, and he came on the show and spoke his piece, and he looked at us as big brothers, and even that too. I hate to use that word, big brothers, but he looked at us as guidance, somebody he can talk to when he going through a problem, because a lot of us don't have men with wisdom behind it. They got street wisdom, but they ain't lived a life to where they can give valuable advice to a youngster to where it sticks with them. To when they 40 years old, they see you and you said some shit when they was 20, but they still remember it and they still honor that shit. That shit feel good when you hear that. So that's what Talk of the Town is about. Talk of the Town is about positivity. It's a platform for all. That's what Tuesday nights is about. We may have nights where we shoot in the breeze, where we laughing, where we're discussing what's going on in the town. Because like we've always said, you don't become the talk of the town, you know, unless you're doing something positive.
Also, too, like he said, don't become part of talking to town, meaning
Don't be like, put it like this. We had an episode you know, where
I want to say
a brother
something.
talked about, say something, speak on it.
Take off, take off, take off.
No, I was gonna speak on something like, you know, just
Support
what
a
the
whole
talk of the town is like.
shit show, man. God, fuck that. Go ahead, bro.
Well, fuck it. At the end of the day, we here to promote positive, and don't be a negative. Don't have us make you an example of what not to do, and then you become the motherfucking talk of the town. I don't want to have to do that, even with me or Bump or someone like that. Even if I appear to be something I'm not, and it has to happen, it has to happen. You know, so it's just a notion to learn that, you know,
Just because a motherfucker is here chilling, don't I don't know the inside shit that we could be messy, we could be
but we
drama.
choose not to. Hold up, Bump. Hold on. We choose not to. I'm not a messy person. Outside of me rapping, or talking to town, you'll never see me. Shout to Dizzy Row. You'll never see me unless you see me in public.
Check no,
But what we're trying to get at is just don't become the talk of the town.
right. Here we know shit. So respectfully.
I'm not with the gossip. I'm not with the, all I'm saying is, you know, it maybe shows where we speak on current events. It maybe shows where we speak on what's going on in our city, because, Stanford is called the town.
Yo, listen.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I try to be well spoken because, they be saying that we can't speak and we can't talk and we uneducated, and we let me hit them with another word. We uncouth. But, at the end of the day, we just try to promote a different standard. And, Bump came to me with men's mental health. And when he came to me in a real live situation, meaning like he done been through it, lived it, talked about it. Now he's ready to bring it to the world. So as a person like me, I was ready to judge. So in the first show, I was mostly all ears because I didn't know what it would take. But, sitting down, even listening to Bump speak on just mental health, open my eyes to certain things that we need to talk about, that needs to be talked about in the community. I didn't know that I can have a voice in the community that can work, you know? So when we're dealing with men's mental health, it I start thinking like, this is big because I know a lot of people that don't want to talk. I know a lot of men that hold their feelings. I know a lot of kids, fuck men. I'm talking about youngsters, 18, 17, have nowhere to turn, nobody to talk to, scared to tell their mom. And their dad is another whole show. Like you have dads that a kid can't even look up to because he's doing the same thing as his son. So
Yo,
what is there to look up to?
you gotta go in the boat and re-air what it takes to be a stepdad. That's shit.
Yeah, that episode, what it takes to be a stepdad, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. I don't we have an episode on that, but it takes a lot to come in and set structure and learn things from, but it at the end of the day, with the stepdad situation, it starts with the mom. It starts with the mom. She should set the rules, and then the father should, the stepdad should come in and you
Don't tell
know
y'all. Tune in. He's gonna drop. That's one of. I think that was the second.
Yeah, we gonna put it up there. It's on YouTube. Whoever seen it, thank you for watching. But I wanna switch roles because I'm in a cheerful mood and it's Christmas time and everybody out there. I want just say a prayer for everybody. Not like a prayer because I'm not a prayer type person, but blessings to all, and I wish good health and good blessings and know that there is a way out of your situation if you're going through something. Know that if you are going through something, you probably are God's strongest soldier, and He put you through this test because no one else can go through this shit. And it takes you to go through this to bring joy to the world. So always remain grounded. It's the end of the year, man. Stay safe, because next year, like people, not to get all political, but a lot of people talk about Trump and all of that. Just know he's only been in office for 8 months, 9 months. So people just get back and just sit back and really look at life in a whole. Look at the good things in life. Find the good things in life that you can hold on, that you can grasp to, and really just hold on to it because in the end, that's what we strive for, bump. The good things in life. You gotta have for our mental health. You gotta have a good place. You gotta have something to strive for, something to want. Like you got people that don't want to wake up in the morning. So at the end of the day, man, everybody just stay grounded. If you got to get Jesus in your life, get Jesus in your life. If you need Buddha, get Buddha. If you need Muhammad, get Muhammad. If you need a rapper, nigga, get a rapper, but stay grounded.
Yeah, I want to piggyback off of
Go right ahead.
what and how I would like to put it. For the people that's
Say
tuning
what you
in,
got to say, bro.
for the people that's tuning in, it takes a lot to be a positive to reach tons of people. And whatever keep one grounded, whoever just came into the live, salute, salutation, happy holidays, happy holidays. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the love and support. Just even if it's for the hot second that you guys tuned in, we highly appreciate it. Whatever source of energy that is going to keep oneself or one family grounded, please, I say this for all honesty, crying out, please, 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 let it be positive. We have to, as a unit, in order to unify, start gentrifying, start weeding out the garden. We have to literally clean out our closets from all of the filth, old shoes, old clothes that we've been hanging on. Get rid of it. Start getting rid of everything that is a part of
That's true. That's facts.
oh, let's not come into a new development, a new portal, a new chamber. I'm speaking not in what we know. They say we know better, do better. anything that is going to keep you grounded, a negative source, we have to remove ourselves from that energy. Because if we're fucking, and that goes for men and women, the next man's wife, the next man's husband, boyfriend, all of that, if we're not conducting ourselves in an orderly fashion, our kids, like Cole said, we're a sponge. We just soak up everything. We may think we're moving in a certain fashion, but no, and that is what too helps that generational curse. So it's a message within the message. You know what I'm saying? I'm a part of that. So this is why I'm choosing to speak upon that. You know? So if whatever is going to keep you grounded, just don't stay grounded. Meaning choose God first if you want to be grounded. And then if you want to elevate, you have to choose a different source of energy and beings to help you propel. The words that I'm selectively choosing, I'm not just spatting out any. Is a portal in which allows me to translate the language because we are the children in Israel that is lost in the wilderness. We are that generation which we are lost in the generation. We don't know how to communicate effectively. We don't effectively amongst one another. It really seems like the only way to understand or overstand, which is the which is the understatement, right? Is the fuck you language. We don't understand queen, king, peace, God, hello, I love you. We don't that is, you know what I'm saying? We're so underneath in here, underneath. That's what I was saying. Understand, because that's a lack of. People can take it how they want, but I'm going to give you the lesson. Like what we need to do is bring back the one to it. When we used to couldn't come out to the rec yard, we come outside to the parks and to the playground. We all be walking, like you know what I'm saying, higher level shit. I'm just not speaking from within the town. I'm talking about the part of New York where I go play chess with the older guards. You have to know your lessons. You couldn't come around at all, or you will be scolded and molded. How you see today's math, things of that nature. They started to take that away from the garden, and then all of the pesticides and everything just started to affect the food. So, Coast and I, this is the answer the question of talking to town. We're here to touch their minds and the heart of everybody that this may come across their table. And that's my purpose, my social purpose, you know, which was created by another Dexter Bennett. And then boom, here we go. So my purpose is to touch the minds and the hearts of everybody that I come on, not just through this situation right here. I'm effective outside and off the camera, literally. I'm one to just be walking by, and it doesn't matter. Peace, queen, smile, because I see the worry and the stress on that individual face. Sometimes I might get, you know what I'm saying, which is you know, the cause and effects of damn, we're lost. Like I didn't, yo, can I get some cooch? I'm saying, yo, I love you, or smile. Like, so why all of the extra? So you know, I have to also too watch, you know, my energy. But as Coach said, one of the quotes from the Bible, captured you the first one, so everything it flows without having to be missaid or misled or misconstrued. So if anybody ever try to take our message and misconstrue it and be like, oh, he said this, he said that, and foremost, this may not be for everybody. And second, I apologize if we offend any and everybody. This is not where we're at with that. Or any not the message within the positivity shell, the portal. You know what I'm saying? And because people always come back and listen to ours, what we put in. And like I was saying, with other things that I do off the talking to town, it's like we're planting our seeds deep inside purple soil, and we're just gonna nurture it, we're gonna water it, pay it some attention, and it's gonna grow, brick by brick, stone by stone, and that's like where we're at. You know what I'm saying?
So, you know, talking to town is a beautiful thing.
Hey, Coach, I want to ask you a question, but also too, everybody's welcome. Everybody is welcome. You guys feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You could just
All jokes aside, we got 15 minutes left. I love everybody. Everybody is always welcome. The show is a platform. It's not for us. It's for everyone. It's for whoever feel the need they have a message that's aligned with what we're talking about. You know, it's men's mental health, but it's also mental health and awareness for everyone in the community because it's talk of the town. You know,
don't wait until we're having a dope ass interview with somebody and everybody be wanting to chime in.
oh, listen. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Now, when we're doing interviews, when you see 3 boxes, people, we not taking no questions, no nothing. That's talk of the town. We just bringing we shedding light to good people because we all watch podcasts, we all watch interviews, and me and Buck felt like why not interview people that we know that's from the community, that's positive, that's doing positive things, that stands for something. So when we have an interview going, hey, the general, Dizzy
Peace,
Roll, the
peace.
general, yes, peace,
Yeah.
peace.
What's up, fellas?
What's up? What's up?
I
You
gotta, I
see,
gotta
like
get, I gotta get a couple minutes in here, man, because I ain't see y'all all week. So I'm like, yo, I gotta get in here,
yes, I
talk to the
love it. I
brothers,
love it.
man.
I love it. I love it. Now I'm glad
Yeah.
that you up here because I do the music a lot, and me and Bump been chatting. In 2026, I kind of want to have a talk of the town cipher.
Okay.
With you, me, Bump. I gotta put it in the air.
Hold on. Let me go get my charger. Don't say nothing because I want to catch this. Hold on, please, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, while he go, you, me, get some your beats, Mike Mass beats, other artists, and kind of
Mm-hmm.
do just a town cipher, just us talking to town, and rotate it around. Everybody get a chance to
Yo,
showcase what they got, because that's what the talk of the town was about. And I kind of want to put have the music incorporated, have your beats playing, Mike Mass beats playing, me,
hey,
you,
I'm all
Nubby
for it,
J,
man.
Joe
When
Black,
you,
whoever want to audition and be a part of it, come on down.
Mhm. I'm down for it, man.
Mhm.
But I was chimming on what y'all were talking about, man. Like, yeah, we need to get back to those essence, man. A lot of people don't even, like with the greetings, man. Like, I like to come out my door and hear good morning.
That
You
too.
know what I'm saying? A lot of people on this side don't, down south they do it, man. Like you can come. I mean, when I was living in Richmond, Virginia, and it really messed me up because I'm coming from Stanford to move, and
Hmm.
moved out to Richmond, and I came out my door, and this cat didn't know me from nothing, but he said good morning. Everybody's like, good morning, sir. Good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good day. A lot of people out here we don't greet each other like that out here.
That's a lost art. Like I come from an era where we all come from that era. I knew everybody on my corner, everybody on my block, the old lady. Me and Bump always talk about that.
And we
You
knew
do
their
some
kids.
dirt. You do some dirt when you was a kid. You had to dodge houses, cars. The old lady across the street knew your mother. This
Yeah.
person knew your aunt. It ain't a village no more. So
Be a friend to your neighbor. Be a friend to
we
your
need to
neighbor.
bring that back, and
Yeah,
that's how you protect it. That's why kids are getting snatched up because nobody don't know who live next door to them.
exactly. You're right, Coach.
And now you got kids running wild in the streets, and then the neighbor is a crazy man, and you don't even know because you don't take the time out to see or speak to the person. You know
Nope.
that is true. That is true.
And you don't even know who is your neighbor because your neighbor could be the one that's kidnapping them.
Hmm.
But learn thy name. And I said,
Yep. Oh, do we got a bad connection?
Yo, Bump, you breaking up?
That's that third wing. That's every time we get a third wing that mess it up.
You hear that
That's me.
happens?
Yeah, that happens. Yeah.
That's that Facebook shit.
Mm-hmm.
can you hear me?
Nah, it's just mad muffled and shit.
Good night.
But
Okay.
at the end of the day, Biz, we glad that you tapping in.
Yeah, man, I had to tap in on y'all, man. Y'all keep it going. I'm gonna sit back and listen
Yep.
because we gotta
We
hear
got
y'all
like
both.
8, 9 minutes left, so we glad we gonna sign out with you on. Fuck it.
All
Bump,
right.
we probably got, like we got one more Tuesday show. Me and Bump gonna do a New Year's show if he down.
Okay, I'm down.
Oh,
What did Bump say?
He said,
Yeah.
hold on.
Okay, okay.
And on the New Year's show, Bump, I wanna rap. Cause like
I, it goes. I want to be able to talk. I
you
was
was
trying,
muffling.
to say some shit, but y'all said I was sounding muffled.
What you was gonna say?
I forgot. I'm old.
Nah, but what I was saying was, before you walk away, we want to have the cipher.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you. For some reason, it wouldn't let us get, get off and shit. But
Yeah, cause it's still muffling now. While me and you talk, it's still kind of like,
I, hey, is it still muffling?
yo, bro, it's muffling, but
So tap out and come back in.
bet.
I bet. Once again, I want to thank everybody for coming, popping in. Thank you for tuning in to Talking to Town from the core. You know what I'm saying? Again, we nothing without y'all. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get that message out there. You know what I'm saying? Please share it with the baby. You know what I'm saying? Tell them don't into the, you know, what y'all might see, which is reachable for me, you know what I'm saying, with the jury and all of that. I could go even harder, but that's not the message that I want to push. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's obtainable. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to to obtain, but in order to maintain is a difference. You know what I'm saying? So never mind, something that is to the core for me. I don't go in the stores and try to look like the mannequin. You know what I'm saying? Um, as a little dude, I've always been the mannequin. Like I wanna, you know what I'm saying? Look like, damn, yo, where you get that from? Original. Like I don't want to go inside Jimmy's and you know what I'm saying? Everybody looking like that. Then you go to the club later on and everybody got the same fit on. You know what I'm saying? Same shoes. You know what I'm saying? The only thing people missing is the nose. Like you know what I mean? So, you know, um, everything is obtainable, and then when you obtain it, you have to maintain it. When you get that new car, everybody want to have a Benz. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to have this. Everybody want to have a house. But when you get that house, if you're not handy or have someone, you know what I'm saying, who know how to clean gutters and get up there and fix a window or a hinge or take a door off the hinges and replace it with another door and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You know. However, I think Coach signed off, but I want to ask you the question. Damn, peace, cuz. All right, peace. Okay, with these, okay. Peace, Miss Edwards. All right, Edwin, peace, King. I want to ask you this question. Now, sometimes I'll be jotting notes and I get these different notes and different things of that nature, off cam. This is a great one. And I want people who will see this later on, if not now, to leave comments because this right here is mind blowing. I mean, I love you, cuz. Nah, what you mean? That's the Spanish side of the family. Nah, I mean, they don't even know. They don't even know. Hey, yo, cuz, they don't even know, cuz. They don't even know. That's the Spanish side of the family. They don't even know about that. How much
Okay, we'll be back. Be
and,
back.
uh,
Yo, my shit messing up, bump. So
like, I'm gonna sound off. Just stay put. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but my shit is staticky. So I'm gonna let you rock.
Yes. So again, sorry for the technical. Yo, you can hear me clear, right?
I hear you good. It's my end that's kind of staticky. I think
Bet.
because my phone is dying. My phone is on the charger. My phone is like on 3%. That's probably why.
I bet.
But you
So,
go, you go.
y'all, you know what I'm saying? Again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. As I was saying, I have a question. Hey, Coach, I could hear you clear as well when you speak. So if you want to answer this, you can. All right.
All right.
I want to hear from the women. And
Nigga
this
say you can't answer it.
I'm gonna try to, you know what I'm saying? Get the horizons just a little bit. I want to hear from the women who say all men shit. All right.
Man, yo, listen, I don't want to hear from them.
That earlier, right? Nah, let me. So you can hear me. Ha, motherfucker.
Yo, this is Talk of the Town. We about to wrap it up. This nigga want to hear. Yo, listen, bump. That's a whole nother story, bro.
It's happy holidays. Love y'all.
I love y'all. Yo, and another thing, y'all ain't got no New Balance like my nigga. That suit he got on is fly as fuck. Y'all see it. Stop hating. Y'all see the plant in the back. Stop hating. Let's get it. I love the Talk of the Town. We're trying to do some positive things. We got one more show. We probably gonna do a New Year show. If Bump you up to it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to church, but
You know, like
bringing in New Year's. That's another thing too, because Coast he made mention about finding something positive and staying grounded. And
yeah. That staying grounded, staying positive that's how you should bring in the new year. Staying grounded meaning like, you knowing yourself, knowing the people around you, being in the right circles, you know, and moving forward in life, the best way you can, the best way you know how, tunnel vision, I like to say. It's good to have tunnel vision in your own goals and set baby steps, crawl before you can walk, and the elevation will happen, you know. There's no elevation without consistency or progress or structure like the other shows. We had consistency, structure. This one is about staying grounded, you know, knowing the real you. Other than that, I ain't got too much to say. I wish everybody a thankful Christmas. I hope all the kids get everything they ever wanted. Hope
hey,
the parents ain't go too hard
right.
for spending.
Oh,
Bump.
so too Coast. Hold on, right? I people, and I want to say this. I was serious, but I wasn't. And the few people that I text a coat, and I said I want that coat for Christmas, right? And then the coat is like $130. I'm gonna put my own business out there. I just sporadically asked, and then I said, with that, a closed mouth won't get fed, right? So listen, I asked for a coat that was fly as fuck for 130, and then I said, if I can't get the coat, then buy me a Lego set, right? So don't take that to heart. I know some people probably like, damn, is he serious? Whether if I was serious or not, it was the thought that count. But I'm gonna buy myself 3 of those coats. I'm gonna buy different colors with the same coat, and then I'm gonna buy a few boxes of Legos. So don't take it to heart. Like, don't. I'm just being bummed. I just want to put that out there. I don't want people to be all snobbish and shit. Like,
At the end of the day, he got his coats. Everybody gonna get what they gotta get. I'm
oh,
about to go.
get a toaster. And when he gets it, I want him to show you guys. Okay?
Yeah, so All I'm saying is, Bump, I'ma holler. It's the talk of the town. Bump. I'm signing off, nigga.
Yo, now all jokes aside, we love y'all. Y'all
I
already know.
love y'all. I'm about to go chill with Mom Dukes and go see what she doing. Holla at y'all. Bump. We had a great night, great show. Tune in to next Tuesday. That's our last show. We're gonna try to go out with a bang. I don't know what we got in store. I'll probably bring out some old shit or and rap or whatever, but it's still men's mental health. So don't forget, this is a platform for everyone to feel comfortable to come up and share and laughter and camaraderie and and build a space for the men and women to feel comfortable enough to build a community so we can reset the ills of the world or the ills of the shit that's going on.
So what was you talking about with the rap ordeal? Because it was
Oh, okay. So what the rap ordeal is, I want to have a talk of the town cipher, meaning like I know it's other musicians, there's other people that rap and sing and do their thing, and I kind of want to stay true to the platform and kind of bring that out in the open. So if anybody is know someone that rap or sing that want to kind of be down, it's the Talk of the Town cipher. So y'all know what a cipher is. We're gonna have local people from the town making beats, probably from Bridgeport, other places. We don't discriminate, but
Disney. We're gonna be doing a
Disney
lot.
Road beats, Mike Mass beats, Dizzy Road beats, and we're gonna rock out. I know it's other talent outside of what I know of, and
Kid,
and that's all. I just want to give a platform for people to just come and
I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be like that. We have other producers as well. Um, we have we listen, man. We gotta get. This is
it's in the making, Bump. So I'm just naming the people that been on the show. That's why I'm naming. It's in the making. I'm just naming the two guys that we interviewed that been on the show.
also to another producer, my brother. You know what I'm saying? If you want
Okay, yes. Dante Lomar, uh,
to know,
Digi Beats is dope.
gifted hand beats, I don't know, but people could shoot them a message. You know what I'm saying? Like
But at
all
the end of the day, Bump, I gotta go. We carrying on. I love you. This nigga gonna walk off like James Brown. I love this nigga, yo. This nigga walk off like James Brown, yo. Y'all see the plant in the back up there? He got a plant. Let me tell you something about Bump. Bump got the Lego collection. If y'all know him, his Lego collection is out of sight. That nigga showed me like that nigga got hundreds of yo. His Lego collection is out of sight. Bump is dope. He's a ill nigga. Trust. It's the talk of the town. I love y'all. It's Christmas time. I was about to click out. I got a little party to go to. I'm getting nice. I got Don Julio on the side. But I just want everybody to just drink in moderation. Do what you do in moderation because, at the end of the day, you only got one life to live. You can't really, get it back if you make a mistake far out there. So think before you act. You got Bump being James Brown and he wanna leave and come back like he James Brown and shit.
hey
But
yo, Coast, check this shit, right? Since you still want to be here, because I thought
nah, because you can't walk off like that. That don't count. You
oh,
can't be walking off like James Brown. Like
Coast,
right before I exit, this nigga trying to walk off like James Brown. Let me tell
listen,
y'all something. Talk of
listen,
the town. It's from 7 to 9 every Tuesday. You know, we probably need to do more shows and have more platform and have more people, you know. Shout to who's listening now, who's watching now. I was trying to leave.
What's good, my guy? Big Dip. What up, though? Listen, for all the people my age, I'm 51 years old. Listen, if you want, let me be the example. This is regular shit. Pause. I'm not doing what other people do. This is a straight up
Respect.
outfit. I got the 650s on, throwback vintage. I got the
You gotta realize it's respect, Bump. I love you, man.
I
It's
want these
respect. I've been trying to dip.
I want these young niggas to know this shit right here is effortless. I don't even got
Chill with the bragging. Chill with the braggadocious. I love y'all. He
socks.
51. It's two different eras. He an old nigga. I'm old. He 51. I'm 42. It's the talk of the town. We not braggadocious. He trying to show off his little fit. Talk that shit. Let's go. Niggas call your government too, bro.
This is
Niggas call your government too, bro.
kill yourself. Don't do this.
We
Hold on.
get it. You a fly nigga. We get it. 50-50 club. We get it. You a fly nigga. We get it, bump. You got the shit. You 51. You 50-50 club. I'm 42. I'm right behind you somewhat. I'm 8 years behind you in the car driven. All I know is this. We good money.
I'm not out here trying to look like Max B and all these.
Yo, listen, Bump, we get it. You got the 4-finger rings. You look like the dope spot from the 80s. You look like, come on now, man. We get it. We get it, man. You might as well put some pro Keds on.
They mad because I'm styling on them.
Yeah, that same nigga got punched. Don't say that. Yo, Bump.
Nah, but all jokes to the side though. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is regular shit. I'm not trying to be extra. Coast is a regular dude. I'm
yes,
regular.
we all regular.
Yeah, that's it, man.
I'm a regular guy. Yeah. See what I got on? A regular guy. Regular. You know. At the end of the day, we some regular people. We do regular things. We not trying to be braggadocious. We just living our lives. We trying to show people a different way of living too, because there is a different way of living. There's a different way of living. There's a different way of thinking. There's a different way of doing things, man. You know, when you caught up in the environment that we come from, everybody start doing things the same. Whether you like that life or not, everybody just start doing things the same. So at the end of the day, I love y'all.
Hey, Coast.
What's good?
Coast. I'm gonna put myself in the mind state of the other people. Check it, right? If I'm chilling way before talk of the town, right? When you go back, you can see my journey. You know what I mean? Before here, it's like, welcome to Talk of the Town, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Hey, yo, and don't come up here with y'all weak raps. If I could rap if I could rap better than y'all, then y'all.
What's good, brother Floyd? What's good, brother Floyd?
Salute, cuz.
What's good? Salute. But yo, at the end of the day, I want to say, we got one more show coming up, and any viewers, next Tuesday is the last show for the year, and we kind of encourage uh um viewers to tune in, old viewers who want to have the platform, who had the platform, like Brother Floyd, like Josiah. We kind of like Dizzy Rowe. We kind of want to bring y'all back for the last show of the year, so you can come on and speak, because we need that, and the people need that. I need that. So anybody out there, that's listening or do see this show, the last show is Tuesday. I will be promoting it hard body, so Brother Floyd, you on here. I would like you to come on next Tuesday. Speak, just say what you gotta say, yo. Yes, respect. And we're gonna have Josiah King if he can step in and speak, and whoever needs to have the floor, because it is our last show of the year, and we need critique, we need wisdom, we need uplifting, we need all of that. So other than that, I'm about to sign out. Yes, come on, because it the platform is for everyone. It's not just for me and Bump, it's for everyone. We trying to build a little community here and there, a little pocket here, a little pocket there, a little wisdom there. So other than that, 7 to 9 every Tuesday, 16 minutes over. I love it, Bump. But, I've been trying to duck and dodge and leave for a second. I'ma holla at y'all. I love y'all. Our last show is next Tuesday. We may have a special show on New Year's if everybody around, but I don't really celebrate. Bump said he going to church. I'll probably be in the house by myself, just thinking about life. And so other than that, I'ma holla at y'all. Bump, you got anything else to say before I?
Yo, make sure y'all tune in. I'm not sure how long service is going to carry over for me, but again, that's going to be a firm ground where I'm gonna be grounded. You know what I'm saying? Like we we delivered the message that we need to find something to be grounded in, something with substance, and a lot of us is pointing in the direction of the Lord. And if I can do anything other than what I'm doing, I would choose to do what I'm doing and get in tune. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad thing. A lot of people might beg, to and defer. But if I'm telling you that within the last life that I couldn't walk and I had to have faith of a mustard seed from something, and that was him, then just as I had to take heed into getting back on course, I advise others to do this. I'm before you guys to really deliver the message. We can't continue to let time slip away because we're losing people. Next year is going to be more tragedy. It's going to be another virus. It's going to be another pandemic or epidemic. It's going to be something new that's going to be foisted upon us. And if we don't, get in tune and being awake, awoke, however one want to put it, then we can't complain when we're 3 months within the new year. Why bills is piled up high? And don't call me. I'm not accepting nobody. I'm not. No. Nobody can come live with me, and I don't want to come live with anybody else. And if I have to, that means I'm not attending to my business. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not executing the plan, and whether if it's weight loss or weight gain, whether if it's a financial gain, You know what I'm saying? Which everything should be a game. Like we can't complain about nothing and nobody. We have to take ourselves. But with that being said, great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people. We'll see y'all on the next joint.
Yes. Lessons. Holla. Talking to champ. Look at it. He walking off like James Brown. Who is this nigga? Who is this nigga, yo? I love y'all, yo.